Hello, peace and blessings, greetings, beautiful and sacred souls. I am Queen Leia of Beautiful and Sacred Things, the growing global community of women who are becoming who we are born to be. I want to thank you for joining me for day 3 of Diary of a Goddess, where I am opening my diary, I am sharing my story, I am being transparent because I have wisdom, life lessons, blessings to pour into you, things that you need to know as a woman so that you can avoid the snares, the traps, and the games that seek to keep us in our quote unquote place and not standing in our power. And where is your place as a woman? Wherever you would choose for it to be. Wherever your divine assignment says you are to go, that is your place. And so it is important now more than ever that we do not diminish ourselves, that we do not limit ourselves, that we do not play small, but that we play full out, boldly, unapologetically, being all of who you are born to be, because in fact, you are born for such a time as this. So I'm going to begin with a few housekeeping details because I want you to remember how you can gain access and enjoy this full training. You know, social media, I don't know how things are going to be shared, how the information will move. Therefore, I want to make certain you have access to everything that has unfolded and that I have been teaching over the past 2 days, because we're in day 3 now. So the first thing that you need to do is make certain that you are in fact officially signed up for Queen Leah's Diary of a Goddess. Queen Leah's Diary of a Goddess. Where do you do that? Go to beautifulandsacredthings.com, my online website and home, and /goddess. Beautifulandsacredthings.com /goddess. There you can enlist and enroll complimentary for the full live video stream series. That's number 1. After you have been submitted your information and you have been automatically moved to the welcome page, there you're going to have your click or your information of where to click in order to join the classes live, okay? And scroll down to that bottom of that page, and I have invited you to join my online community, which is Beautiful and Sacred Soul Sisters. So it's important that you join the community because that is where the replays are posted. I'll say that again. Make certain that after you have submitted your information on the welcome page, 1, there's going to be the link for you to sign up to join, not to sign up, but to access at no cost these live video stream teachings, okay? But let's say you can't make it live. There's a conflict with time. For some reason, you can't be there. No worries, no problem. You want to be able to see the replays. And in order to watch the replays, scroll to the bottom of the page, okay? And at the bottom, you're going to see Beautiful and Sacred Soul Sisters. It is a private Facebook community. Join the community, and that is where I am posting the daily Diary of a Goddess video lessons. Super duper. Okay, so we took care of that. All right, let's take a deep breath. Let's take another deep breath. And one more deep breath. All right, we are ready to begin. So day 3, I shared on yesterday that I am going to continue teaching you about the 9 demons that seek to devour and destroy a woman. Okay, there are games, there are mind games that people would try to play on us because we are women. Like that thing of staying in your place. There are also traps. There are also snares. Things that we will tend to believe because there is such a strong social indoctrination in terms of how women are to conduct ourselves in a certain kind of way. However, if you make the determination that you are to be a sovereign, free-thinking, self-determined, self-defined woman, okay, being your own woman in any way in which that shows up for you, it is necessary that you are clear about these ways that you can self-sabotage and limit yourself. So we're going to go into the 3 today, and this is what they are: dreams deferred, depression, and debt and destitution. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Dreams deferred, depression, and debt and destitution. Okay. So give me one moment and I'm going to grab my diary. Hold on, please. So let us continue. So these are the 3 Ds that we are covering: dreams deferred, depression, debt, and destitution. By no means are these places where you really ever want to find yourself, but it happens. It happens. And so if you find yourself there now, it's okay. It's okay. Just because that is your condition now, that is not saying that is how things will always be for you. What you have to do is you have to take a look at what is going on in your life, and you need to become abundantly clear that there is something that you need to be learning at this time. There's something you need to be learning at this time. So on day 1, I shared with you, those are some of the big questions that you need to ask you. Those are your anchor truths, the things that anchor you, that hold you on your soul level so that you don't get tossed and swayed and taken off purpose. When you know the answer to your anchor truths, you know how to navigate yourself and to stay the course in getting to where it is that you are going and to becoming who you are born to be. So if you are in that dark place, that lonely place, that confused place, if you feel that you are wandering and things are not working, if life is feeling like hell right now for you, you need to get clear and ask, what is the lesson? What is the lesson in this experience? What is the lesson in this relationship? What is the lesson in this struggle? What is the lesson in this drama, chaos, pain that I need to learn right now? For me, it showed up in committing myself to an agreement in which I placed myself in a dependent position. I committed myself to an agreement with my former husband that made me utterly dependent upon him. And in hindsight, which is 2020, I know that that was not the wise and the smart thing for me to have done. I should have maintained my independence, and ideally, had there been true marriage and true harmony and true mutual respect, there would have been an interdependent commitment that we made to one another. But I cannot change the past. I can only move forward. And so the dependency, which became one of financial commitment or financial dependency, really is what I mean to say, financial dependency, ultimately it moved and it spiraled into a problem that became debt, a massive accumulation of debt. So where we were making an agreement at first about how we would manage household expenses, when he reneged on his commitment, that meant that the duty and the responsibility fell to who? It fell to me, because it wasn't just about me, it was also about my child and our child at that point, who I was then carrying. So as I was moving from a place of entrepreneurship, working on contracts, working on special projects, I found very soon that I was not going to be able to continue that way of bringing in income, and I needed to get a standard job. I had to return to the workplace in order to be responsible. But in the transitional time, I very easily, over the course of 6 months during this transition, blew through probably almost $12,000 in cash that I had saved. These were my savings. These were my hard-earned as a single woman doing my thing, making prudent choices. I had saved this money, okay? And I want to also be clear that during this time, I was pregnant. I was carrying our child. So I'm negotiating massive levels of stress, massive levels of disrespect, massive levels of financial responsibility, bill collectors, behind payments, notices coming, feeling badly about myself, recognizing that I did, in fact, make the wrong choice. I made a poor choice, beating up on myself, etc., and so on. And it became very, very dark. And that's where the depression comes in. Then I started to fault myself. I started to pick away at myself. Why? What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? What's the problem with me? Why can he not love me the way that I know that I should be loved? What's wrong with me? What is the problem here? So, anytime that you find yourself fault finding with yourself, you find yourself picking yourself apart, if you find yourself tearing yourself down with your words and with your thoughts, one of the things that I said often then was, how stupid was I? How can you be so stupid? Why are you so stupid? That does not help you. It does not help you to tear yourself down. So let's look at how things unfolded. Dependency led to debt. Debt became a place of near destitution. Okay, definitely financially impoverished and financially in poverty. But still, I had skills, I had knowledge, I had skills on my side. So I didn't completely bottom out, but I did hit my personal rock bottom. So then, after the debt and destitution, then comes what? The depression. And the depression brings on an awareness of my dreams have been deferred. My dreams of familyhood basically evaporated. They disappeared in a moment. I realized that what I thought I could have, the thing that I thought that I was creating, was in fact not real. It was not a thing of substance because it was not grounded and it was not anchored in truth. The other thing that I became depressed about is the work that I had been so long doing. I shared this in year one, the community work that I had been leading as a community leader, as a visionary, organizing summer camps for children, organizing a beautiful community garden that was serving hundreds of people every year, the work that in fact we had done together in our dating days and that even preceded our dating days that I had been doing individually with my family as well as with my child. All of that had to be deferred. I could not manage it. It was unmanageable. The whole crisis of my life had become an unmanageable chaos. Okay? So I'm sharing my story. I'm painting the picture for you to see. Here I am as a pregnant woman at war, at odds, fighting and miserable with the person to whom she is married. Surrounding me are bills. Every day, more and more bills are stacking up and showing up because instead of being a 2 household income, as we agreed, it is now less than 1 income because I was then building a business, okay? And also, I was pregnant. And so at that point, not that I couldn't work, I did in fact work, but I had to transition back to employment. So now we have phone calls, incessant phone calls about back payments, bills being due, bills showing up in the mail, and in fact, utilities being cut off. It just was a really, really bad situation, which then led to depression. Then I start to feel terribly bad about myself, about how I could make such a poor choice. What was I thinking to make a poor choice? What was I thinking to ignore the red flags and the signs that I saw? What was I thinking to be so, disrespectful and inconsiderate of myself, to not honor the signs. And then I did a lot of fault finding, a lot of finger pointing, blaming him, the other person, when in fact, ultimately it came down to my having to take responsibility for my poor choices. And then the next level of it is dreams deferred, because again, the whole situation became so unmanageable. There became such a chaos. There became such a place of just things being out of control that I could not do any other work. I could not do any other thing. I could not take on another project. I could not do anything other than seek to, one, maintain my sanity, two, maintain the sanity and the health and the well-being of my children. Thirdly, including my then young son and then the other son who I was carrying. And then additionally, I had to seek to maintain what I could of my home so as not to lose it. That was my number one goal, was do not lose your home, because I needed a place to stay. Do not lose your car, because I needed transportation in order to get to and fro to any work that I would have to return to. And then also the only other thing that I could focus on was my soul work. I had to take care of me. I had to dial back. I had to look at this situation and understand, what the heck have I created? I created the situation. I created it. So let's talk about that. Let's think about why we as women create through our choices of mates, through our choices of partners, through our choices of jobs, employments, friendship. Why do we create situations in our life that become utterly chaotic and utterly painful and utterly out of control? Think about that. Okay. Have you come up with a reason? Okay. What I have discovered, Soul Sister, is when we create chaos because of our poor and misguided choices, it comes down to one thing: a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-value, which comes down to a lack of self-love. I'll say it again: a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-value, and a lack of self-love. When we love ourselves more, when we love ourselves in spite of our flaws and because of our flaws, when we love ourselves so much that we forgive ourselves of our transgressions against ourselves in the past, when we love ourselves in spite of the circumstances of our life, when we love ourselves just because we know that we are lovable. We are absolutely, purely, and potently lovable because we are divine creatures, because we are made in the likeness and in the image of the goddess, of God and the goddess, of the Most High Creator, Mother, Father, Source, and Supply. When we know that we are nothing but pure love expressed. That is who you are. You are pure love expressing as your gifts, as your talents, expressing in your bodily form, expressing in your message, expressing in your purpose. But when we are not clear about that, when we are not perfectly clear that that is the truth of our essence, that is our value, that is our worth. There's nothing that you can do to earn it. There's nothing that you can do that can take it away. It is who you are. It is absolutely who you are. Beautifully, in the most sacred way, in the ultimate sacred way. When we do not know that, well, then we will settle for things that are not a reflection of our beauty, of our worth, of our divinity, of our radiance, of our love, of our light, of our joy, of our happiness, of our joy, of all of the good things in life that you desire and that you deserve. And so then we tend to think ourselves into places, into situations, into relationships that are chaotic, that are problematic, that are troublesome, because we need to go into those experiences. Why? So that we can remember the truth of who we are. That's all it is. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson to bring you back into remembrance of the truth of your divinity. Everything is a lesson to bring you back into the truth of the remembrance of your divinity. And what you will find as you go through things, as you face hardship, you are going to have to strip away beliefs of who you are that are illusions, things that are illusions, things that you have created, these towers of belief, these towers of ego, these towers of not knowing what you didn't know. Sometimes you just didn't know. You were just doing the best that you could. I talked about that in earlier videos. At any point, any person is expressing him or herself to the degree and to the extent of their present level of consciousness. So as your mind thinks, so shall you create. As your mind believes, so shall you create. So don't beat yourself up for what you didn't know. You didn't know. But once you learn, but once you have learned, once you have seen it, once you have experienced it, then you have a duty and you have a responsibility. You have an obligation. You have a commitment to yourself to make a higher choice. Okay? Think higher of yourself, think better of yourself, and believe. Know, trust, believe, have faith that everything is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Okay? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So I said a lot there that was kind of like a stream of consciousness, but it is so true. It is the thing that I had to learn, through the hard knocks of life, but I wouldn't change it for anything. As you see my eyes moving, I am checking our time. I'm making sure the technology is working, that we are recording, and I'm just going to pause for a moment and see if we have any questions at this point. So if you have a question, at the bottom of the screen is chat. So just click on the chat icon right there. Okay. Looks like a little talking bubble. Okay. Like a cartoon talking bubble. Press chat and you can type your question there. Okay, so we're going to proceed. So today, this is what I also want to share with you, is because I want to go a little deeper into what I was sharing about creating your world. Anytime we are creating our world, which is what we're doing at any given moment through your thoughts, through your words that you are speaking, through your actions, okay, and through the things that you believe, what you believe is possible or is not possible, you are creating your world. That is called manifestation. What is it called? Manifestation. You are manifesting all the time. So the world that you are living in is nothing more than a concrete, material, formed expression of your inner thought process, your inner beliefs, and the culmination of your feelings, your actions, and your beliefs. That's how we manifest. Okay, so you make something happen by believing it's possible, by thinking it possible, by speaking it possible, and by acting it out, and then it becomes boom. There it is, right there. It's your reality. It has happened. Okay, so here's a definition that I have here in one of my journals. I want to share it with you. Okay, called manifestation. Take this. To manifest is to create your world consciously. To manifest is to create your world consciously. Manifestation also is to birth on earth your spiritual equivalent. How about that? To birth on earth your spiritual equivalent. So you are a woman, you have the capacity to birth things into existence, okay? Whether you are birthing a physical child, or whether you are birthing an idea, or whether you are birthing a message, or whether you are birthing a movement, be mindful about how you use your power of manifestation, creating, birthing things into existence as a woman. Sometimes if you feel the desire to birth something, okay, I'm talking to my young ladies, where are you? Birthing, okay? Be conscious, be clear, be very clear about when you enter into the choice of becoming a mother, okay? Because motherhood is one of the greatest blessings, if not the ultimate blessing. But then also be clear that in motherhood, it requires a great duty of you. Be clear about your preparation, your inner readiness to become a mother, because that yearning to birth something may not necessarily be about birthing a child. Perhaps your child is music. Perhaps your child is art. Perhaps your child is a project. Perhaps your child is a certain lifestyle or adventure. Perhaps the thing that you want to birth is something that is creative. It all comes from the same energy, the energy of your sacral chakra, okay? The energy there that births things into form, okay? Actually, all of your chakras, but that is like the storehouse of that energy there. So if that is something that you are interested to learn more about and to understand is how our energy centers, how our chakras work, what are they, and how they help you to co-create and to bring into form reality, just let me know. Let me know. Just send me an email to beautifulandsacredthings@gmail.com. So, Soul Sisters, that is everything for today. We discussed depression, we discussed debt and destitution, and we also discussed dreams deferred. Being mindful so that you can look out for those traps so that you do not get caught up, so that you can avoid needless suffering and that you can be, as to the best of your ability and to the best of your self-determination, a sovereign, free-thinking, and empowered woman. And this is also what I will add. When you find yourself in the valley, when you find yourself going through things, being knocked on the head, if you have created those conditions in your life, you have the power to make a new choice. You have the power and the ability to recreate and to manifest through your consciousness, through your thinking, okay? To create consciously a new reality for your life. If your dreams have been deferred, you have the power to go back and to reclaim your dreams. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I went back and reclaimed my dreams. I dusted them off. I picked them up. I reevaluated them, and I saw how I was ready to proceed. I got clear about how to proceed with those dreams rather than just letting them die. Do not let your dreams die. Okay? Your dreams are important. They are an expression, and they are part of you. Depression. If you are depressed, if you need support, give yourself permission to get support. And support does not necessarily mean talking to a friend. It does not necessarily mean telling your problems to someone who cares for you. That may be the beginning, but give yourself permission, if necessary, to consult a counselor, a spiritual advisor, a therapist, whatever it is that you need, a medical doctor, a professional, a person who can support you and who has the capacity, the skill and the knowledge to support you in moving from that place of depression. Depression is, in fact, a devouring energy. It is consuming, and it thrives in darkness. It thrives in being alone. It thrives in being isolated. So do not isolate yourself. I understand you probably don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to get up. You don't want to deal with it. It just seems like more trouble than it's even worth. But you're worth it. You're worth it. You are absolutely, positively worth it. So get your phone out, okay? Get your computer out. You're here online now, and reach out and find resources, okay? Google support for depression, help for depression, and find a local, if not a virtual online resource of a person who can assist you in moving out of the place, okay? But this is the number one takeaway that I can offer you now if you're feeling depressed. I want you to get up. You can do it now. Get up. Listen to the steps and then get up and do it, okay? I want you to get up out of the bed, get up off of the couch, get up off the chair, wherever you are, get up off the floor, get up, literally get up, walk to the window, throw open the curtains, and look at the light. Do you see it? Good. And look at the light and declare, say, I am worth it. I am valuable. I am lovable. I am worth it. I am valuable. I am lovable. I am worth it. And what are you worth? You're worth living. You're worth living. Yes, you are. So there, stay in the light, see the light. Then you can go another step outside of the house, throw your hands up to the sky and say it. I am worth it. I am lovable. I am valuable. I am worth living. Yes. Trials don't come to stay always. They come to make you strong. They come to make you strong. No matter how hard it is right now, you will get through it. I promise you, there is another woman who knows your story. There's another woman who has lived your experience. There is another woman who can sit with you, hold hands with you, just as I'm doing right now through this computer, and relate to you 100%. You are not alone. And your story is helping you. It is a soul lesson that is helping you to learn and to grow. And it's a stepping stone. It is a stepping stone that is preparing you for the next step, and a step into your greatness, into your bright and brilliant destiny. Okay? Wonderful. Now, the other thing is this: debt and destitution. There is a way out of that as well. Debt and destitution. What do you need to do? You have to look at your finances. This is exactly what I had to do. I had to squarely, in the most responsible way, look at everything, the stacks and stack, the racks on racks on racks, the stacks on stacks on stacks of bills. You have to look at them. You do. You just have to sort them out, put them in piles. I owe this one, I owe that one, I owe this one. Sort it out, okay? And then open them up. You gotta open them up, okay? And after you open them up, look at them. Organize the information, okay? So then get very clear about what you are responsible for. So just get it all together, staple it in a corner, and total it up. How much is due to this one? Boom. Look over here. How much is due to this one? Boom, 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 boom. And be very clear about what you are responsible for. Next step, take your credit report. creditkarma.com, freecreditreport.com, whichever one, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Those are the 3 credit providers, or the credit reporting bureaus. TransUnion, Equifax, and I just said the other one, just rewind. So look at those 3 agencies, look at them, okay, and then request your credit report. And again, you can get a free one through creditkarma.com and free credit report. Okay, you need to look, and you just need to do a responsible assessment and evaluation of your financial life. Look at the financial picture. Anything that you do not look at, you cannot improve. Anything that you ignore, that you are in denial, we talked about that yesterday. If you are in denial about it, you can't fix the situation. Don't you want it to fix? Don't you want to improve it? Don't you want to create something better? Well, then you have to be responsible. That's what it's about. Being responsible for your life, for yourself, being responsible. So look at your credit report and see if there's any, shady, inappropriate credit reporting. You need to see that. You need to be aware of that. See who it is that you owe. See what is overdue. Okay. So you have your bills that are like the more immediate things, and then your credit report gives you the big history. And then you need to start taking responsibility. What does that look like? Perhaps you're going to call the companies and let them know what your situation is. Making payment arrangements is one thing that you can do. For me, I had a very serious tax situation where in the in the chaos of my marriage, where I literally just was not even functional, I just didn't pay taxes for a number of years, probably almost 3 years. I didn't pay taxes. I couldn't even deal with it. I couldn't. I didn't know where anything was. Stuff was everywhere. It was a mess. It was a pure mess. But because I am a responsible person and I want to live in integrity, I knew I had to deal with it. And I didn't want a small thing. You don't want a small thing to become a bigger thing. You don't want a bigger thing to become a great thing. You don't want a great thing to become a humongous thing when it's problematic. Okay? You don't want the little problems to become big problems, to become great problems, to become humongous problems that you don't even know how you're going to tackle it. And even still, if it is that, you still have the power to begin to address it. Okay. So what I'm saying is deal with it now. Do what you can with it right now. So as it concerns my tax situation, what I did was I got in touch with, what is the name of the company? Tax. Not TurboTax. I'll post it below and let you know. But they absolutely were outstanding. It's a paid for service. I did have to pay for it, but I have no qualms. I have no regrets. In fact, it was a wise investment of resources and money in myself so that I could address the tax situation that I had created and I could get out of it. And guess what? Even in doing that, there was a blessing. What I discovered is that once I started dealing with my tax matters, what happened? I had like refunds waiting on me. Boom. What a blessing, right? Boom. There were there was refund money waiting for me. I didn't get the full 100% because I had some penalties, but still, it was like the money that I paid ended up coming back for me and then some, okay, in terms of the refund. So if there is any kind of go-to resource I want to recommend, I am not a financial manager. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a tax consultant. I cannot give you professional advice on that. This is womanly wisdom that I'm sharing with you. Therefore, find a person locally who you can consult, a tax professional, a financial professional who can support you, okay? 1 second. Hold on. Thank you, beautiful and sacred soul. I am back. I wanted to get the name of that resource. It's called Optima Tax Relief. OPTIMA. Optima Tax Relief. Optima Tax Relief. So that is a company that I use in order to get my federal tax and my federal tax situation cleared up, and the state tax matter I managed myself. That was less of a hassle once I got my federal taxes together. Okay, so that is how you manage debt and destitution. So I hope today you have walked away with some very tangibles of what to do in terms of your consciousness, your mindset, in terms of practical tips of how you begin to recreate your reality, and also inspiration and just, love, nothing but love with the hopes that you will do what you need to do that is in your very, very best interest. So thank you for your time. I want to let you know that the other thing is, when you want to continue learning with me, when you want to continue growing, it's important that you have this information. Excuse me, I just had my family member walk in. So this is what you need. Go back to beautifulandsacredthings.com/replay. There on the replay page is information concerning how you can grow with Queen Leia, here to support you. Okay, here to support you. There are 2 immediate opportunities that I want you to know about, and then one more if you want to go even deeper than that. The first immediate opportunity is the Goddess Event. Go to thegoddessevent.com for 3 phenomenal days of inspiration, feminine success strategies, sisterhood, as well as spa pampering, happening July 7th through 9th in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So go ahead and sign up, get your ticket now. And if you can't be there, guess what? We're going to come to you. All you need to do is get your virtual live stream pass. So that means the teachings that me and myself and the wonderful co-teacher, my wonderful soul sister number 1, Angelique Feaster Evan, the Star Power Success Strategist, are going to be bringing to you in the Goddess Event. Visit thegoddessevent.com for more information. Secondly, if you would like to have private time with me, if you have a pressing immediate need to get clarity concerning some circumstances of your life and how you can take your natural next step that is powerful to begin moving beyond any experience of settling. If you're stuck, if you're settling, if you're ready to move and you want to make clarity, you need a sounding board, you need some wise guidance or some intuitive support and some practical strategies of how do I get through this, you need to sign up and you need to experience the No Settling Wisdom and Clarity Call with Queen Leia. And when you go to the replay page again at beautifulandsacredthings.com/replay, you can sign up right there so that you can have your call. Exactly. And there's a very special time limited promotion. What you need to do is sign up and enter the code that is get clear, get clear, and you receive a 50% savings. So this call, this valuable 45-minute call, and I always over deliver, so it will more than likely be more than 45 minutes. It's only $40 for a limited time. And I know that you will be blessed by that. And last but not least, if you're interested in private mentoring, working with me over the long term, 3 months, okay, a 90-day experience of one-on-one private calls, intuitive guidance, support, accountability, working on your strategies to achieve your personal goals, the things that you personally want to accomplish, as well as how you energetically, spiritually shift the circumstances of your life. The mentoring package is what I highly recommend for you. And then you can reach me at beautifulandsacredthings@gmail.com. So that is everything for today. We have one more day of Diary of a Goddess with Queen Leia, myself, yours truly. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for your time. And share this with someone. Someone may need this message. If it's not for you, it's for someone who you know. Let them know how to sign up. And we'll be back tomorrow, live and in person. Bye-bye.